Am I authentic? Yes, you are authentic. But I'm wearing makeup. It doesn't fucking matter. Okay.
Potty, she talking naughty. Here to help your trouble, she don't judge nobody. Even if you're not at your top and it's a lie, she try to make you see a different train of thought.
Hello and welcome back to my channel, fellow gurus. My name is Geeta Klaus and I am the Pottymouth Guru, and my mission is to help you learn how to unfuck yourself so that you can become architects of your own lives and your own minds and live your very best motherfucking life. Yeah. So today we're going to be talking about authenticity, but specifically emotional authenticity, and more specificer, we're going to be talking about the damaging effects of living an inauthentic life. So in this video, we're going to be looking at defining authenticity. What happens if we don't find authenticity? Like, what do you lose if you don't find it? And stay tuned until the end, where I will give you some of my favorite tips on how to cultivate authenticity in your life. So stay tuned till the end. And remember, if you like what you see, make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit that little bell thingy so you can get notifications and see all the things I put out there to the world, to my gurus. Oh, and hit that like button, and share that if you think that this video will benefit somebody that you know, love, and care about. So everyone's always saying, be authentic. You should totally find a deeper authenticity. Which, by the way, people who talk like that don't have a super connected sense of their own authenticity, just saying. I do it all the time. I talk about it all the time. This is one of the main platforms that I speak about in terms of the emotional stuff in my brand. So based on the research, this is actually what Gen Zs and younger millennials are craving on social media these days. People are tired of constantly looking at fake images online, seeing fake positivity, staged authenticity. And do we want to see nice images and positive quotes and nice makeup and all those kinds of things? Sometimes, yeah, we do, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if that's all we see, then we start to believe that that is reality and that's the only reality, when deep inside of us we know that it's not, and it starts to fuck with our heads. People are craving transparency and emotional honesty after many, many generations of being shamed and lied to. We desperately crave to be seen and heard in who we truly are, even if we're not in touch with all those feelings all the time. We seek real connection and real love, whether we know it or not. We desperately wish that we had feelings of security, good self-esteem, self-confidence, self-love, but often feel lost and confused as to how to achieve these things. So, how does one achieve this thing called authenticity? As I say, completely unauthentically. It's certainly become a buzzword, with many articles written about it and many videos made about it and many books written about it. But what is it really? And what happens if we don't get it? You might be saying or asking yourself the following: what's the harm if I don't find authenticity? Why should I bother with that whole authenticity thing if my life is really good? It's too much work. There's too much risk. Allow me to validate that thinking all of those things makes sense. We have a construct, an adapted self, that believes that our survival depends on it, and therefore doesn't want to change. It feels that if it doesn't survive the way that it is, that we will perish. It doesn't know another way, and sticking to what it knows is a fuckload less scary than the unknown, no matter how uncomfortable or how painful that might be. This construct, this adapted self, is made up of defense mechanisms that pose as beliefs that are designed to keep us safe. These beliefs color all of our perceptions and dictate all of our limitations, possibilities, and how we view others. These perceptions and what and how we give meaning to things is what becomes our truth. But is it the truth? Nope. Is it our truth? Yup. The question is, does it serve us? Does it give access to who we truly are? If the answer is no, then we are not living our authentic lives. Then we are not living in our authenticity. So, what in the mother of fuck is authenticity? Definition time. According to mindtools.com, put simply, authenticity means you're true to your own personality, values, and spirit, regardless of the pressure that you're to act otherwise. You're honest with yourself and others, and take responsibility for your mistakes. Your values, ideals, and actions align. As a result, you come across as genuine and you're willing to accept the consequences of being true to what you consider to be right. So that's like really good. I don't even know if I have like a PMG, like this is way for a better definition, but I'm gonna give it to you anyways and we'll see what you think. Authenticity is coming back to who you truly were before all of the layers of emotional scar tissue formed. They formed protective personality traits that created the adapted self. So essentially, who the fuck you were before all the trauma came and altered your brain chemistry. I think they're both pretty good. Just saying. So what happens if we remain inauthentic? Many of us live a life where we're lying to ourselves. It's totally unintentional, but nevertheless true. We have manufactured unconscious patterns that avoid loss and pain. We have like genuine terror that our fears about ourselves are actually true. That we are unlovable, that we don't belong, that we are unworthy of love and abandonable. We fear that our shame is all there is, and we fear not getting our way because it risks the image in our mind of how we believe life is supposed to be. And so, we run on autopilot. There's a subconscious software that's always running in the background, and we walk through life not questioning any of our beliefs, whether they're actually true or not. In fact, we unconsciously create situations that prove that our beliefs about ourselves and our lives are correct. How fucked up is that? That's how invested our constructs are into staying the same. That's how frightened we are of the unknown, whether we're conscious of that or not. On a totally side note, I think that everyone's noticed that there's been an addition to my set right over here, this plant. And I also would like to introduce you to my plants because as of today, I have fucking named them. So this back here is Loretta. I don't know what kind of a plant she is because I'm not a plant person, but I'm becoming a plant person. And over there is Kyle. That's it. We live in past projections, react to people and situations in that same zombie autopilot without questioning the validity of our thought process at all. We don't say what we mean. We don't stand up for ourselves. We seek out external validation thinking that it's the only thing that's going to make us feel okay. We beat the shit out of ourselves over expectations that don't even belong to us, that are only a product of our environment, like the ones that belonged to our early childhood caregivers and the society that we live in. We bury who we are, our light, and what we truly have to offer to the world. We block out the real connection that we truly seek in exchange for what we believe is safe. Our fear of loss actually creates loss of the relationships of our lives, and most importantly, the relationships that we have to ourselves. If we stay on motherfucker autopilot, we will continue to believe old truths without biases, and we will continue to create the situations that we fear the most in our whole lives. So if we believe that all relationships are doomed to fail, because deep down we believe that we are unworthy of love and happiness, then that's the shit that we're unconsciously gonna create. And we are also gonna find other motherfucker people to validate that shit for us. They're gonna get in on that plot to prove too, like, what the fuck? Come here and confirm that I'm a shamey piece of shit. We then say, see? I told you I was right. I am a piece of shit. Our constructs love to be right because that ensures their survival. It ensures that they are, in fact, protecting us. The more proof we get, the easier it is to believe, even if we are falsely, unconsciously creating it ourselves. So when we live out these lies, these inauthentic beliefs, we are living an inauthentic life. That's absolutely not reflective of who we truly are. It's only reflective of what's been learned as a result of our experiences that has taught us that we are unworthy. It's abuse and brainwashing that's run by an imaginary hill that's based on lies. If you're wondering what the fuck I mean by anthill, I mean automatic negative thoughts, ants, and a hill. Get it? See this video. We show up for shit out of duty and guilt rather than out of desire and truth. We tell people what we think that they want to hear rather than what we actually think and feel. We choose to feel disconnected all the time, all for external approval. We choose a false sense of security rather than staying true to ourselves. Now that's a shitty way to live, isn't it? I personally don't want a motherfucker live like that anymore because ultimately it hurts so much more than being in my truth. Have I lost people along the way? Yeah. Did it hurt? Yes. I had to grieve them. But all it motherfucker made me realize was those people were not my motherfucking people. I ended up finding peopleier people. I found the right people that accept me for who I am today in this moment. But that had to start with me accepting who I am first, which started with getting off that autopilot and becoming aware of my own shit, my insides, what's going on inside of my body, what feelings I actually feel. As hard as it may seem right off the bat, if you've never gone on this journey, or if you've been on this journey, you're like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I totally get it. In the long run, it's worth it. It's a new skill set just like anything else, and it takes time and it takes practice. And as we know, practice makes progress. You thought I was gonna say perfect, didn't ya? Didn't ya? Didn't ya? No, there's no such thing. Fuck all that shit. As promised earlier, I'm gonna give you some tips on how to live a more authentic life. This is gonna be a long and layered road filled with lots of, get ready for it, discomfort. But the rewards far outweigh that discomfort, which is temporary anyway. So here are 3 tips on authenticity. Number 1, let yourself feel shit. Feeling sad? Cry. Listen to emo music. Write about how shitty and sad you feel. Call a loved one that's safe. Tell them all about how sad you are. Mad? Beat a pillow with your fists or scream into it. Buy some old plates from a thrift shop. Go out into your garage without your car in it and break that shit. But please, 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 please be careful. Work out all your anger and venom on your elliptical or weight training. Throw on some metal or gangster rap and yell along to it. Feeling lonely? Sit in it. Cry about it. Write a song about it. Releasing the emotional constipation by allowing yourself to feel things that are pent up inside of your body is a great way to start stepping into your authenticity. Better out than in, motherfuckers, just like food poisoning. Tip 2. Value all of your experiences. Authentic people see the value in all of their experiences. They know that regardless of if the experience is good or bad, which is all about perception anyway, for the most part, is the perfect, most fertile soil for the best kind of learning and growth. Even if it's uncertainty, staying grounded in knowing that you can and will come through this, that you'll be able to handle whatever comes your way, is the best way to live our lives. We have a lot of proof that this is true. You know why? Because we're not motherfucking dead. We have lived through all the crazy shit that life has thrown our way, and we're still here. So, bam! Authentic people know that succumbing to that addictive behavior of being a victim won't ultimately serve them. So they choose to see all situations with the value of the great purpose of personal evolution. And this is not to negate the horrific things that we can live through. This is not about minimizing it or dismissing it. It's not about fake positivity or toxic positivity or any of that kind of shit. So alongside with everything that's going on, whether it's pain or guilt or shame or grief or any of the fucked up things that might happen, it's not an either or, it's an and. Those things can happen and we can feel those things, and we can also learn and evolve and grow from those events. Multiple things can be true at the same time. Tip number 3. Final tip. 3. 3. Own your mistakes. Okay? This is one of the most influential things that we can do for our growth and healing. Taking responsibility for ourselves. And one of those things is our mistakes. We are motherfucking human, and we are gonna make balls ass, shitty ass fucking mistakes. Lots and lots and lots of them. Accepting that as a reality is the first step. There is no perfect, people, okay? There is no perfect. Just accept it, grieve it, leave it the fuck behind, and move on. Okay? We're gonna do shit that hurts people's feelings, even if we don't mean to. The only way to move past that shit and grow and get better is to own up to them. Take responsibility for the hurt you've caused, even if it's something that you did that hurt you. Owning our mistakes frees us from being stuck inside of that mistake. we can learn and grow from it instead. This will take self-reflection, asking questions like, how could I have approached this situation differently? How could I have avoided this? And what can I learn? These kinds of questions will serve us a hell of a lot more than digging our motherfucking heels in order to avoid ownership so that we can save face and preserve our egos. So there you have it, folks. 3 tips as to how to start to live a more authentic life. You got a whole big old kind of lecture kind of a deal about why it would suck big dick if we don't stay authentic. Really want to know, what are some of your tips and tricks about how you stay grounded and authentic and true to yourself? Or what are you struggling with and you want to get better at with being authentic to yourself? Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in to my video. I will see you guys next week. And just remember, if you like what I'm doing, subscribe to this channel, hit that like button, share this shit with your friends, your family, your loved ones. I'm wishing you all the very best on your journey to unfuck yourselves. And peace out to all you mofos, to all you gurus out there. Peace.